have you found in your position, because you have a history in senior living. This isn't your first job in senior living. You've been in senior living sales for a long time. How have you found that your position makes a difference in your sales teams?
So first of all, the coaching position is very personal to me because I know I would have never made it in senior living if I didn't have a mentor and coach. Jane Salerson was instrumental in really coaching me about tours, right? And next steps and discovery questions. So what I'm noticing is that a lot of our salespeople, they don't know how to help families. They don't know how to have the hard conversations, right? They don't know what the good next step is. You don't have anybody to really talk about those next steps with, or what would be a great question to ask. And I think that that's really missing in our industry. And I think that my position kind of really fills that for salespeople. The other thing is it's great for salespeople to have someone in their corner who's not managing them. I don't look at their numbers. A salesperson will get on, they'll be like, oh my God, my Sherpa's a mess. I have to add. I'm like, that's not what I'm here for. Let it be a mess right now,
Why do you think salespeople focus so much on things that are out of their control rather than focusing on the prospects in their database that are actively and willing to be engaged in the sales process?
Fear. Right? I think I think they're afraid. I think it goes back to maybe we are all more alike our prospects than we think, right? We're afraid to ask that question. We're afraid to have that conversation. Our prospect is afraid to move, right? And it is really scary. And I tell salespeople all the time, it is really scary to do that thing you've never done before. Right? And you have to, again, have that courage. And I think it's easier for the salesperson to just call and leave a message to the person they've never actually talked to, right? Than tee up a home visit with somebody that they've toured with, right? Because teeing up the home visit is scary. And it's actually something you should always be talking about, right? On the inquiry call, on your tour, whatever interaction, right? And you explain it as a strategy. Again, you make everybody part of your strategy, right? Home visits, it's just something that we love to do. It's the best part of my job. I love to get out of the community, and I love to visit people in their own homes, right? So if you're talking to the senior, if you're talking to the adult child, and again, I think they're just afraid. So it's easier to call the same, 120 people and just leave a message than to call the 5 people that they can really make impact with, because that's scary.
Think about your success in senior living and your ability to be able to ask the tougher question. Do you think that's because you're from the Northeast and that was just innately bred into you? Or do you think it comes from somewhere else?
I think it's probably a combination of things, right? But I think it comes from a little bit being from the Northeast, but a lot of it believing in what I'm going to say and how I am helping somebody because I'm going to say this question or just say it the way it is, right? If you're not going to move here or to the community 3 blocks from here, right? You need to move somewhere, right? Because what's happening at home is not working, right? And that's usually something I might say to an adult child who's helping their mom with memory issues. It comes with confidence and believing that what we're doing is right. And if you're a salesperson and you believe that somebody would truly be better off in your community, it is your responsibility, right? You are responsible for saying that. And if you don't say the thing that you know you need to or should, you are doing such a disservice. You are doing a disservice to that family, to that senior, and to yourself. It's that same courage that the senior needs, right? And we're asking of them because it takes a lot of courage for them to pick up the phone and call an independent living or an assisted living or a memory care for their husband, right? That's very courageous. And we as salespeople need to tap into that same courage and do something different. And all you need is that one win to feel and understand that it works. And look, nothing's ever going to work 100% of the time, but it'll work way more than it won't. That I can guarantee you.